again? It's almost tomorrow. It'd be a new video if it were tomorrow. So yeah, I've been posting a lot today. Because I can, partly, and things are just coming off the top of my head. So the Amazing Atheist, if you're not familiar with who he is, a.k.a. T.J. Kirk, I have to sort of use both right now. It's sort of a dual labeling thing. It's, if you followed him for years, which I have on and off, he's not a bro-fister or something like that, but, you know, I know who he is, and I think he's an important person to be aware of. If you don't follow him, maybe watch a few of his videos and get a sense for his content. But there's an evolution that happens with any YouTuber. And there is an evolution happening in the community. And the waves, you might call it. And he's probably more aware of these waves than most of us. So you can learn a lot from him from just that historical perspective. But there's things he misses or he doesn't own up to. And so his recent video was kind of a proposal to Steve Shives. And Steve Shives is the new poster child for the SJW since Lacey Green has declined that title. And I think he's feeling his relevancy slip away. And I can see his content, in terms of factual content, there's a lot of YouTubers out there now that are doing some really good research. And none of them are coming to my mind right now. And since this is a live broadcast, and I don't have a staff of 40 helping me out here, we'll have to just sort of go with it as that. But the deal is, when you're trying, what is the reaction you want from Steve Shives? Offering a sexual encounter with him, although funny to some people, probably won't go over very well for him. So are you meeting him where he needs to be met? Or are you just continuing your jokes for the sake of your jokes? So in this video, his proposal to Steve Shives, riding on the wave of Lacey Green's hug of Sargon of Akkad. Now, these are all interesting ramifications, but these are very personal relationships. These are establishing relationships, creating a real conversation with people without the internet personality. Now, if you'd watched Lacey Green's tearful description of this to her Twitter following, you would have been a little more aware of what was necessary in terms of the honesty caliber. It needed to be a private conversation. It needed to be between them. And I'm not concerned like you are with where we're going in the YouTube sphere. What you're sensing more so is your shit posting. People are becoming a little more nuanced in what they want to see. And that's why you're feeling like you need to make changes. You realize, I mean, the Amazing Atheist, that label is confining because it doesn't feel right anymore. It's not a positive label. And as atheists often said, and I agree with them, that atheism is not a religion. And if you try to make it into a religion, it's a very empty, void religion. You need values outside of a disbelief, an anti-belief. And so that makes a lot of sense that you would migrate away from that label because it's not a positive, uplifting label. You know, and a simple brand name like TJ works really well. So that makes sense. But what is the content? What is the character of your content that you're going to create? You know, it's hard to let go of the arch rival, Steve Shives. What if he really did give in? What if he really did cross the fence? What would you do? Now I know some SJWs have played devil's advocates. So, well, if we were all to win away one day, what would you guys have to shitpost about. And that's an open question. But what is it that we want to see? You know, that's why freedom of speech is a very easy thing to get behind, because it's something very concrete. I just want the right to say what I want to say, but what are you trying to accomplish? You know, is there something more you're trying to do with that? So, you know, a comedian has to find things that are funny, or a funny way of looking at a specific thing. So, there's a future for comedians. Whether there's the future for TJ, we don't know. I imagine there is. You work hard, you do a lot of things, and generally things will work out for you. Now, I do follow people on Social Blade occasionally to see how their general reception is in terms of how videos have done. You know, in terms of what's the mood of the general public. Speaking of moods of the general public, which I think is really a positive thing that I was reading about in terms of the comment sections of the videos, and it's easy when you get to a certain level. You absolutely cannot manage your comments, but because you can't manage your comments, anything that's positive, anything that's constructive, you never get to see. So we're missing out on a huge opportunity within the comment sphere. So I will link this video to the comments for what it's worth. But YouTube is recognizing this, and I'm glad, because I was writing a proposal to YouTube what you should do, and on that proposal was a machine learning algorithm to pull out categories of ideas that are within the comments. So I am excited about that, and I hope you're excited about that, because what that will give you is a better nuanced understanding of your audience and how your audience is changing. And one thing I think we're missing because of all the shit posting is we're missing the nuanced comments that people are actually providing to us, the evolution of ideas that's occurring within those comment spheres. So this shift in thinking has been going on for a while. People are tired of, you know, this reactionary stuff. I mean, everyone is, you know, if you've been online long enough, you're kind of getting exhausted, and people are worn down, and it doesn't matter what side of the issue you're on. So, yeah, shit posting is really dumb to a certain extent. Understand who your audience is, and understanding what they'll tolerate is important. Now, when you're proposing to Steve Shives, are you thinking of Steve Shives, or are you thinking of your audience and what they'll laugh about? So you're trying to, there's no way that video will reach him in a positive way. He'll just think you're shit posting. You know, there was a moment I was like, maybe he's really trying to reach out to Steve Shives in some sort of positive way. But when you make a joke out of everything, you kind of fuck yourself, you know. And that's unfortunately the way he'll take it. So you're just using this transition of Lacey Green to just find another angle to dig at Steve Shives. Did you really want a conversation with him? Or did you just want to show how superior you are and how open-minded you are compared to Steve Shives? So I get it. It's okay. I mean, but own your shit. You know, that would be the bottom line, right? So I just decided, what the fuck, I was going to go ahead and make this video to respond to that rather interesting historical piece you did today. And anyways, good luck to you all. Thanks for watching. Finish is there.